Hey everyone, Mike here, Skinny Boy Barbecue. Hope you guys are doing okay. Today I'm going to be doing an Aberdeen black brisket, probably about 5-ish, 6-ish kilograms, and we're going to be cooking today on the Traeger Timberline 1300 using some mesquite wood pellets. So let's get started. So guys, today I'm going to be doing a meat church recipe. So we're going to be using the Meat Church's Holy Cow and the Holy Gospel rub. I'm also going to be injecting the brisket today with the Meat Church's brisket injection. So, but first of all, what we need to do is we need to get this out the pack and we need to get it trimmed up, get rid of all that hard fat. So let's get going with that one. So we've got it out of the pack. And what you tend to find with brisket is you do get quite a lot of hard fat over it. Now this isn't going to render down, so what we need to do is we need to take this off because it's not going to taste good, it's not going to be nice. We want to try and leave a little bit of fat on the top, but we're going to trim this. We're going to come back. I'm going to do it on a time lapse because I can't think of anything to say to you guys for the next 10 minutes. So we'll put it on a time lapse and then we'll get going from there. So guys, as you can see, I've pulled off quite a lot of fat and everything from here. I've cut this a little bit leaner because I've had this in the freezer. Sometimes what you get as well is you get this kind of different, I can't remember the name of it, oxygenized or whatever, but parts of the meat, where the meat basically goes off color. So what you want to do is you just want to take your knife and you just want to cut that away. All the fat and little bits that I've cut off here, I will go through this because keep it. Use it to make your sausages, use it to make your burgers, you know, don't throw it away. The hard fat, okay, get rid of. But some of these bits here where I've cut quite a little bit of the meat off as well, I've done that on purpose because I'm going to be making some burgers with that, and that extra fat will be quite nice. So I've got rid of quite a lot of the silver skin on here as well. So get rid of your silver skin. It won't allow the rub to penetrate. I'm going to cook this today fat side down. Yeah, I'm going to cook this today fat side down. There's not a lot of meat, there's not a lot of fat on this left. As you can see here, I've exposed all the meat there. So it's not a tidy trim, but then again, it's only going to be me and a few of the family eating this. And nobody judges you on presentation once it's been cooked, sliced up and put on their plate. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the Meat Church's injection. We're going to go over this kind of in every inch or so, and we're just going to be injecting it a little bit into the meat. I'm going to do that on a tray because I hate getting the injection everywhere. We're going to let that settle and then we'll season the sides up, and we'll see you in a minute. What's really funny is I've just had a message off from Instagram. Someone's watched one of my Traeger videos and has said to me, why do you always wear a Kamado Joe cap when you're doing a Traeger video? It's quite simple. Coronavirus has hit a lot of people. It's also hit a lot of haircuts. So in order to tame the beast until the 4th of July, I'm going to be wearing a hat. everywhere I go. My wife tried cutting my hair for me. She did a really good job, to be fair. But you know, like I said before in previous video, we're due a baby next month, and there's no way I want the baby to grow up having a single parent. She's not cutting my hair ever again. So what I've done is, I always like to put the brisket in a tray because it squirts out, it'll get messy. I've just got to go and get some kitchen roll. But 1/3 of a cup of the meat church powder into a cup of water, apple juice, whatever you want to use. I've just used water in this one today. And then we're going to be injecting it every couple of inches, kind of in a proper little pattern. We're then seasoning it up because I'm going to go fat side down today, which is where it is now. I'm going to inject from the top, and then we'll season it all up, flip it over. The reason why you don't put your seasoning on first is because you start injecting, and if your injection squirts out, it's going to run away your rub. So I'm going to get some kitchen roll and we'll get started. So now we've got the injection in, we're going to be using, like I said, the Meat Church Holy Cow rub, followed off by the Meat Church's Holy Gospel rub. Part of me wanting to do this channel was to kind of go through, watch things and see what other people do, and kind of then try it, report back to you and see, you know, just what I thought of it. Some might be good, some might be bad, you never know. So, but what we're going to do first of all is we're going to season the fat side first. Okay, so we're just going to give a nice coating with the Holy Cow. You know, it's so much nicer doing it outside than having to try and do it inside. Easier cleanup too. Make sure you get the sides. Pat that down. And then we're just going to follow it up with a little bit of the Holy Gospel. Not too much. If you guys wonder where I get these rubs from, you can find them now in a lot of sites that sell barbecues. It's starting to become a bit more popular, I've noticed. The flip side is Barbecue Gourmet have a massive selection. Online site, everything's been pretty good since I've had it there. Yeah, so give it a try. Loads and loads and loads of different companies. So I'm going to cook this on, like I said, on the Traeger, the Timberline 1300. Probably going to be looking to go for probably about 250 Fahrenheit. We're going out today, so this is why I'm using the Timberline. There's an app that you can download onto your phone, and once you put your probe in, you can just set it and forget it. So we're going to go out, go see a friend, socially distancing in their garden. Amy hasn't been out in such a long time since this whole lockdown thing started. So we're just going to get her out and see a couple of friends for an hour and a half, maybe a couple. But the good thing is, if we decided to stay out later and my probe came up and it said you're at your 165, 170 temperature, we're just going to follow this again on the meaty side. I always like to season meat side down, the meat side last, just so I don't get confused and put it the wrong way up. So you saw me rub a bit of binder on, by the way, a bit of the injection. I'm using that as a binder. So yeah, so anyway, so we're going out, and if it hits the temperature while we're out, I could just set it to keep warm. She wasn't impressed with me when we first went for our first baby scan, and the alarm went off just as we were going in, and the midwife said, "Are you really on your phone? You're about to see your baby for the first time." I said, "Look, I'm not on my phone for long. I'm just turning my barbecue down." She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." My wife, she wasn't very happy. It's better that than ruined food, right? So, follow this up now with the gospel. Hate getting lumps in them. Stick a knife down this little one. It's quite good having it back of the fence, because what you can't see behind me is just how windy it is. So right, we're going to let this set here. We'll leave this for about 15 minutes while we get the timberline all set up. So I'll see you in a sec. I've pulled it off. I'm going to have to finish the brisket on the Kamado Joe, only because it's started to rain quite badly, and now it's stopped, which is really annoying, and it's starting to look a bit brighter. However, why do this to me, please? So no, Traeger can probably handle the rain a little bit, but it's one of those things where if you don't need to test it, don't. So I'm on shutdown on that. I'm getting the Big Joe 3 up to temperature now. Still going to run it at the 225, and then we'll finish the cook on the Big Joe 3. That way, if it rains, I know the Big Joe 3 is going to handle it, not a problem. Cool. So we've got the Unveiling. So I've been resting this now for a couple of hours in my cool box, wrapped in a towel. And it is still nice and hot. Oh, so tender. This is where you burn your fingers. It's okay, I don't need my skin. I lied, I do. Does anyone do any skin transplants? Put this to one side. My cats have come in, so if you can hear them meowing. Nice little jiggle. So, taste test time. This is gonna help. Smoke ring is awesome. If you can see that, let me try and put it in the light a bit more for you. Absolutely awesome. And now, Pitmaster privilege. You know we've got to try some. Just turn this up. There we go. Like I said, I hope you guys can see the colour of that, because it is. The smoke ring is brilliant. So tender. It's a good recipe. Meat Church did a good job. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the videos, please do like and subscribe on YouTube, Skinny Boy Barbecue UK, Instagram Skinny Boy Barbecue 2020, and Facebook is just Skinny Boy Barbecue. This at 10 o'clock at night is going to go down a little bit too easy. Thanks for everyone who's liked and subscribed so far. Happy grilling. See you soon.